Well, it's Monday, which means headlines in room 442, and we have headlines, thankfully, despite the fact that the international break has been dour and underwhelming so far, right, Sarah Pararia? It's been like almost unwatchable.
I disagree, James.
What a surprise.
I usually don't think the international break is any excitement, not too much, and especially because we were saying just last week we just got, into the routine of club football, but I mean, the games I thought have been great. We saw obviously last week Messi with that free kick goal. We saw Neymar get into some action, which we'll get into in a bit. Italy tied North Macedonia. They can't seem to beat that team for the life of them. Spain's Lamine Yamal, which we will also get into. Germany got absolutely destroyed by Japan.
You're making
England
a good case.
Can't beat
you are.
Ukraine.
It's a good case.
And Germany and France play tomorrow, and then the second round of CONMEBOL World Cup qualifiers are back tomorrow, which means we'll see Messi once again. For an international break, I'm not going to lie, I actually think it's been a lot better than most of them because usually we are suffering.
I don't know. You've pulled up 2 1-1 draws there as evidence as to why it's been good. They're 1-1 draws. I think, you know what it is for me? We've been kind of saturated with tournaments of late, with the Women's World Cup through the summer, Men's World Cup last winter as well, right? Like legit proper tournaments with the theatre and drama. Then now we're playing these mid-round qualifiers or early-round qualifiers in CONMEBOL. I just don't feel the same. I don't know. I'm not engaged, perhaps, like I should be. But there's still plenty of news to talk about. None bigger, which is currently breaking as we record, and that is about Paul Pogba of Juventus.
Paul, what is going on? Yes, he tested positive, I guess, for what they're saying is testosterone in a doping Serie A test for Juventus. I mean, I think this may be because, and this is just me speculating, but because he's been injured for so long, is he, taking a little something extra to try and bounce back? Like, I don't feel like the intention would be bad, but I mean, obviously there are rules and regulations here, and it's just so horrible to hear because Pogba, when he was coming up, was really looked at as one of the best young talents. When he is on, he never
got there though, did he? I don't think. I mean, listen, first of all,
the 2018 World Cup,
yeah, very good. Don't get me. He was world class.
His highest point, yeah,
world class for sure in his prime.
Yeah,
but never, I don't think, really hit the heights through injury, really. But listen, at this point, it's all allegations, right? And he has been though provisionally suspended.
Oof,
which is not good, right? He got tested positive after the first match of the season against Udinese. He's got a couple of appearances since then. If he is found guilty, it could be as much as a 4-year ban at this point.
And now, you think that would be the end of it then?
You would think so, yeah. I mean, he's 30 now. He's coming off a year where he barely played. How can he stay healthy anyway? Yeah. I mean, listen, he's had a tough time of it off the field recently, of course. There was that court case against his brother and childhood friends of extortion.
You're right.
Where he almost quit football over that, he said. So, listen, I'm not going to condone anyone for, breaking drug rules in sport. You're cheating if you do it on purpose. But he's had a tough time of it off the pitch for a while. I hope it's a mistake. I hope he's found innocent because I want to see Paul Pogba. 30's not old, but he's an old 30.
30 plus 4 is old.
Too old.
Yeah, no, I completely. He is such a likable guy and player. I think that right now, I think we are just hoping for the best. But with footballers, maybe expecting the worst.
I know that's the thing, right? It is. Generally speaking, in these cases, you are found guilty in most of these cases. Elsewhere this past weekend, you mentioned Germany being smashed 4-1 by Japan. Well, then they fired their manager, Hansi Flick, on the weekend. Brutally, according to the Daily Mirror. Brutally fired him. It was a friendly, after all. That being said, they're not playing good football. That is the first time a German manager has ever been fired by the national team. Can you believe that? Never been fired. They've run out of contract. They've got new managers in.
Yeah.
Never been fired.
It's incredible.
Listen, the bar's pretty high in Germany. You fail to get out of the group of the World Cup. And then I think it's 1 win in 6 games, entering the loss to Japan. 4-1, you're smashed. It's embarrassing. Hence, he gets fired. Yeah.
In Germany, yeah. Well, first off, kudos to Japan because they are a force and they played great football. Like that game, they were all over Germany. Mind you, not much to be all over there. Those German players were asleep. It was miserable. But I think this is more in terms of the Euros being next summer, which are being held in Germany, that they're thinking there's no way we can host the biggest tournament in Europe and then perform like that. But that being said as well, we've seen this with clubs in Germany, they are very quick to make a call. They have no remorse. We saw it happen with Bayern Munich and Julian Nagelsmann, who is now the front runner to become the German head coach.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Interesting. Listen, Bayern Munich didn't work out for him.
Yeah.
Flick came from Bayern Munich, right? Won a Champions
Yep.
League there. Don't forget. I know the German people and in the federation, they want one guy and one guy only, and that's Jurgen Klopp, which isn't going to happen, at least not yet. Maybe one day, but he is revered over there in Germany for obvious reasons, as being, you know, the everyman's football coach, but also one of the greatest coaches in world football. So you can see that happening one day, but not right now.
Wait, why not right now? I'm only curious because
he's under contract to Liverpool at the moment. That's why.
Yeah.
And listen, I know there's the allure of home European
That's
Championship.
the only reason I'm thinking there could be a little bit more pull.
But as we've learned from John Herdman, the allure of a home tournament, perhaps not what we think it is. And listen, Klopp's rebuilding a Liverpool side right now. He's enjoying doing it, I think. He's got a very good team. He's so competitive. I can't see him stepping aside just yet.
Yeah, no, I don't think he will either. But I do think there's a bit more allure for a German manager, especially because Herdman wasn't even Canadian, right? He's like a real German guy.
He's been here
Klopp, right?
12 years, though.
Yeah, I
right?
just it's not the same though. I still don't think.
Oh, so I'm
Klopp
not
has
Canadian?
been-
Is that what you're saying?
James, you were in the UK for 12 years.
16.
Yeah, no, it's an interesting story though. Obviously, as the lead up to the Euros come, because Germany don't look good, and that's
The players aren't there either, right? Whoever gets that job isn't getting a world-class team necessarily. It's a team in transition right now. Yeah, there's some good players, some good young players, but where's the last, you know, Lothar Matthäus type figure, you know? I mean, listen, I'm going way back there, of course, but there's been Mesut Ozil, right? Philipp Lahm. Who are those replacements now?
Yeah.
Kimmich is great. Musiala is great, but I don't know. There isn't much there compared to previous generations.
Yeah, they do have enough talent that they shouldn't be where they are right now.
They should be, getting
should
out
be
of groups
doing
at World
better.
Cups. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Staying in Germany, kind of. Alphonso Davies, our very own Alphonso Davies. The headline reads, or
read it,
maybe
James.
Sarah
Please
should
read it,
read this one. Should I
James.
try it? Alphonso Davies no renueva en encaja en el proyecto del Real Madrid.
I didn't hate it.
Not awful? Not awful?
Not awful at all.
Spanish media, as you can tell, is reporting that he
Yeah.
could be on the way to Real Madrid as early as this summer, with him being their number one target this summer. His contract's up in 2025, and he's not going to sign his contract according to reports. Fonzie to Real Madrid. Do you see it?
Yeah, I do actually. I do. He's very much a Real Madrid player. I think he's made comments before saying that he wanted to go to Madrid and whatnot. And I mean, they've needed a left back there basically since Marcelo was left. There's not really been
Yeah,
a proper
good point.
replacement. I mean, Marcelo was really just so important for them. And now someone like Fonzie could step in. They've been playing Fran Garcia, who's come up through the ranks alongside Benjamin Mendy, but he's been injured. And then their substitute there is Nacho, who has, is a Real Madrid player till he dies, but he is obviously on his last legs as an older player. So they haven't been able to really fill that position. And then you have someone like Fonzie who can slot in so perfectly there. The pace on that side would be,
It'd be
I mean,
frightening,
him
wouldn't
and
it?
Vinny on the same side is just disrespectful to anyone they're going to have to
That's
play.
terrifying. And you think they do at least one major signing every year, right? So
Yeah.
this year it's Jude Bellingham. Next summer it's going to be
So think about it.
Mbappe,
Fonzie,
right?
Jude Bellingham, maybe Mbappe, Chouameni,
Yeah.
and Camavinga. Like, those are the youngest guys. Like, you're building a
You're
team.
building a new dynasty, right?
100%. That is a scary thought. So,
So what's Fonzie worth, do you think, in a year from now?
okay, so
This is a fullback, don't forget, right? Who don't usually go as much as other players.
I know we were talking about this on camera, but what we were saying was that think about how much a player is worth and then add another 80 mil, because this is the day and age we live in. We came to the agreement that Fonzie's going to go over for well over 100.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
Although,
And that's
I mean,
nothing against him.
1 year in his contract might bring it down a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe, but I can't see it being less than that. Even for a left-sided, a fullback who can play more advanced as well, as we know. But what he does, he's not your typical fullback, right? And fullbacks have changed over the last few years, right? He's dynamic and attacking force. And just knowing what he can do in that Real Madrid outfit,
Yeah.
100 mil? I mean, and for Bayern Munich, you bought him for 20. It's pretty good business.
Can Real Madrid afford to get Fonzie and Mbappe in the same window?
No, because
Mbappe will.
Well, no, you're right. Because
Wait, is Mbappe going to be out of contract though?
Yeah, he'll be free. That's right.
He's
free.
There's
massive deal, of course.
Yeah,
and then Fonzie next year, if they buy him, or they wait the extra year, and they get Fonzie potentially for free if he doesn't re-sign with Bayern Munich. But if they get Mbappe for a free, then suddenly they have a lot of money to spend.
Mbappe for free.
You know, I mean, I love seeing Fonzie in Bayern Munich. You know, he fits there so well.
Yeah.
He's playing so well. It's been a wonderful story. We know what the story is. But just seeing a Canadian kid in Real Madrid white, it's insane.
Yeah.
I mean, Bayern Munich seemed insane as well, in fairness.
No, I think
and that's normal now. But to see a Canadian kid playing for Real Madrid, arguably the most famous club in world football, arguably. It would be incredible. It'd be amazing to see.
No, I think it's really good for his career as well to get out of Germany, go to a new challenge, play Spanish football. It's completely different from German football. Be on a team that is likely going to be making a run in the next, 10 years of Champions League football. Like, I mean, it's Real Madrid, right? So, imagine his career. We don't even know where he'll be going after that. But like his club career from Vancouver to Bayern Munich to
Edmonton
Real Madrid
to Vancouver.
Yeah. Insane. And then potentially even maybe he goes to the Prem at some point. We don't know, but I mean, that's a massive, massive move.
I mean, listen, I would love to see him in the Prem. Of course I would. Selfish motives there, but going to Real Madrid, there's nowhere really else to go.
Yeah.
There's lateral moves, I suppose, to a certain
sure.
point, experience new leagues, but that's the height of world football.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. Lamine Yamal is enjoying heights of world football. And he's 16 years old. He's just turned 16, right?
I
think it's in June he turned 16.
Yeah.
And not only did he debut for Spain, but he scored a damn goal, Sarah.
I know. Listen, in fairness, Spain were playing Georgia. They won 7-1. Obviously one of the smaller nations. But I was telling you guys, you and Albert last week, this is the story to watch. And I was thinking he's going to get playing time because they're playing Georgia. I think he's going to get onto the pitch. And he does. And he scores a great goal. And it's a lovely story to be following, obviously, with him at Barcelona. And then coming into the Spanish national team. It's been a big year for him. But fun little fact I have. The two previous players that have debuted for Spain and then have also scored a goal as the youngest players before Lamine Yamal. Before Gavi, Ansu Fati. It's, the Barcelona.
I wouldn't say it's a fun fact.
It is a bit fun.
It's funnish.
It's fun if you're a Barcelona fan.
Well, I suppose so.
And listen, the last time Spain won the World Cup was in 2010, which that team was mainly made of Barcelona and Real Madrid players. And when Barcelona do well, it seems that the national team do well. There's a very big correlation. So I'm just saying.
No,
all right, maybe
the
Spanish team is going to be making a comeback. I'm just saying.
Well, let's hope so. Christ, they could do us some good news, couldn't they? That's for sure. Aside, of course, women win the World Cup, but in a different section on Room 442, we'll get to the whole Rubiales situation today. Final headline here is Brazil's Neymar overtakes Pelé goal record in win over Bolivia, 77, or does he? Officially 77 goals, but the Brazilian Federation and any Pelé fan in the world says, no, not so fast. Pelé scored 95 in 114 games, but they included games against state teams and club teams in Europe. All right, I'm a Pelé guy, but I have complete sympathy with Neymar in this argument. I don't care who you're playing. You're playing a national, international football match. It's against another country. You're not playing exhibitions against teams, even though when Pelé played, they weren't really exhibitions. They were important games and they were tough games. I get that, but you score most goals against other countries. You are the official leading goal scorer, in my opinion. Where do you stand on this?
Yeah, I think it makes sense. I mean, football's obviously developed and changed. So, I mean, the rules change, and that's unfortunate for somebody like Pelé. But, yeah, I think you're right. I mean, I'm curious to see how many goals Neymar has scored also playing exhibition games then, because I'm sure that would bring his number up as well. But I just think it's incredible because I don't see Neymar as a bigger player than Pelé for Brazil, especially. Neymar's been fantastic, but obviously a bit underachieving. We've spoken about this, but
maybe
you read this and you're like, Neymar has more goals than Pelé. That's nuts. It's great for him for sure, but honestly, when I think about Brazil, the last time they won the World Cup was 2002, but they have produced so much talent since. But they haven't been able to do anything.
They should have won since, but they haven't.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, they won the
Maybe
Copa America. I will give them that for sure. But, I mean,
he's a poster boy for I wouldn't say their failings, and I'm not blaming Neymar at all.
No,
obviously, he plays great for his country, right? And he's one of the greatest players of our generation, for sure. But I think part of it is underrated because of the PSG move. Playing at PSG, had he stayed at Barcelona and done what he's done for Brazil, he'd be highly rated, like more so, I think.
Yeah.
But take nothing away from the guy. 77 goals for his country is incredible.
Nice.
It really is.
Yeah.
Important goals. He gets beaten up. We know all the crap he does off the pitch and off the ball, the rolling around, the crying, does everyone's head in. But what a player. What an incredible player.
Yeah.
And he's up there. If you remove the Messis, Ronaldos in the last 20 years, he's up there with the Ronaldinhos, the Luis Figos, the Rooneys, Xavi. Let's not go there. But you know what I'm saying. He's that good.
No,
but a lot of injuries.
Yeah. He got a little tarnished with his injuries, but he really was going to be that third best player in the world at one point. And yeah, nothing taken away from Neymar. I mean, I think the man of the match in that match was also Rodrigo. So he wasn't even the best player on the pitch, but he's still breaking these records. So you got to give the credit to him.
Al Hilal's gain, I guess, is the rest of us is loss or something. The Prem is back this weekend. Don't forget that, of course. And room. I keep getting this wrong. 442picks.ca. Sorry, 442picks.ca. Brought to you by Room 442. It's free to play. Sign up. Each week you can win prizes. Each month you can win prizes. Even a grand prize of $250,000. Room 442 is brought to you by North Star Bets. That's a win.